Good morning. Happy Saturday. How is everybody? My name is Bree. I'm the owner and artist of Upcycled by Bree. And this morning I have an adorable cottage Christmas thrift haul. I'm very excited to be here. If you are new here, I'm going to go over things real quick before we get started. Everything you see behind me is already listed and live on my website, ready to shop. In fact, people are already shopping. So if you see something you love, run over to my site now, go ahead and put it in your cart, complete your checkout, and then come back and hang out with us because things will go fast. Now, if you go back later and place another order, I'll combine your orders down and I'll refund any extra shipping costs back to you that I can in case you decide you find something else later that you love and absolutely need. So as you hop on, say good morning. I am streaming live on Facebook and YouTube this morning. So there might be some comments that you won't be able to see. I'll try to read them out loud if they're questions and keep everything in line. I see I've got a few friends on and a few friends are already shopping. So let's go ahead and get started. I just lost my sunshine. So hopefully we're going to be bright enough. I can open this a little bit. All right. So this week I went to Chanel thrift store. I went there early. And then I also went to Storage Treasures. Both of those are local here to Independence, Missouri. And Chanel always has some really great prices. They are always half off of their sticker price. And then Storage Treasure has so many $1 items. So I got some really great deals. Going to pass those good deals along to you. Good morning from Las Vegas. All right, so these already sold. This was the first thing to go this morning. $1 at Storage Treasures. I picked up this adorable little hamster Santa and Mrs. Claus. And then hiding behind Mrs. Claus, there's a baby. I was thinking they were Homeco by the look of them, but when I flipped them over, it just says made in China. Super adorable. Never seen these before. Good morning, Kim and Emily. And then I noticed on the shelf also this Christmas tree. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. And when I flipped it over, it had that exact same made in China sticker. It looks like it used to have a little cord, probably with a light that went up inside of it to light up those beads. No longer there. You could probably fix that if you wanted to get like a little like set of fairy lights or something off Amazon. It'd be super easy to just stick up in there. Anywho, these have sold, so let me quit rambling about them. They sold for $24.95. Again, I paid $3 for that whole set, as things are $1 each at Storage Treasures. All right, next up, under the glass at Storage Treasures were these beautiful, oh my gosh, I'm like shaking holding them, beautiful vintage chocolate molds. I saw them and I was like, I know I have seen these before. They've got to be for baking of some kind. So I grabbed them. I said, how much? They weren't marked. He called his wife. She said, $10 for all four. And I was like, don't let your eyes get too big. Yeah, sounds great. Looked this one up alone online on eBay. It goes for $70. Crazy. They are beautiful. There's no markings on them, but they are vintage German chocolate molds. This one I have listed up for $29.95, which is that's less than half of what eBay has. So if you're a reseller, there's still a little wiggle room in there for you as well. And then the other ones weren't quite as rare. They have them up at $19.95 each. There's the bear with the tree. And they all stand up on their own. So if you wanted to decorate with them on a baking shelf or something, a baker's rack, so cute. There's the turkey. And I did go ahead and list these all up individually, not as a drop down. That way it would be easy to shop them. And then there's this house. How cute. So very unique find, very unique find. Where's the wicker bird house? Says Brenda. Let me look. I really took my time this morning. Let's find it. I don't remember what I called it already. Wicker bird cage. I almost called it a bird house. It's called the Wicker Bird Cage. I forgot to put it in the collection, it looks like. It's now in the Shop the Hall collection, Brenda, if you want to refresh or if you want to search Wicker Bird Cage. All right, let's look at these books. Beautiful books. $1 each. Storage Treasure finds. This one I have listed up as Blue Book. I paid $1 each. They are $8.95 a piece. And the pages on this one, absolutely beautiful. Brenda, if you're still having a hard time finding it, let me know. So sorry about that. Good morning, Dee Dee. How are you? This is The Makers of British Art by Turner. I do not Google my books, and maybe I should start doing so because sometimes they're really valuable and I don't know any better. But it's got some great pages. It's got some great texture. And then if you don't so much like the words or the design on the front, you just flip it over that way. Boom, you've got a beautiful book riser. I love using these for decor. These have been selling like crazy on Whatnot for me. So I needed to refresh my website with some new books. You can't find it. Hold on one second, dear, and I will just drop the link for you. I'm so sorry. I see it here. So it's live. Copy. Sorry if you guys can like see up my nose right now. Paste. There you go, dear. Let me know if that works out for you, or I'll see it come through. All right, next up, we've got a red book. It's got a little aging on the spine, definitely a little sun damage or something. So if you wanted to stick the spine out, it would look more brown than red. This is Life and Correspondence of J.M.W. Turner. And again, some really good aged pages. There's a little bit of like a hole right there. Maybe it looks like it got burnt or eaten by a bug. And I love when that happens. So that one is $6.95, $8.95, $6.95. I thought I had my life together today. Actually, you know what? I'm all caught up in shipping. I don't have to go to the post office after today's live. Like, I'm getting there, one step at a time. Next up is this beautiful brown book. This is The Family Doctor, and I really loved the material on the inside of it and also just the look of the book. It's got the aged pages on the edge there and then just a nice neutral brown. But it's got some kind of interesting material inside. Sleepwalking. Walking while asleep is a very common occurrence, and there are a few people who have not walked in their sleep at one time or another. So it's got some really fun reads in it. Again, $1 on this book. Snagged it up, $8.95 on my site. Who likes books around here? I'm sure I've got some other book lovers. Brenda, I see that you grabbed that. Awesome, dear. Thank you so much. Looks like this vintage Santa with the tree is gone already. How cute is he? He is a vintage party light. Yep, vintage party light. And then this little bottle brush tree was just kind of sticking up over here. Oh, I know where else I went. I went to Lose Some, Gain Some thrift store. I don't think it was Chanel this time. I think it was Lose Some, Gain Some and Storage Treasures. I don't know. I got all my thrifting videos up this week, so you can watch those. This came from Lose Some, Gain Some. I remember now because I remember the tree being up on the shelf. And you guys probably don't even really care where this stuff came from. But I saw the tree. I was like, it's going to be perfect in there. And it is. And it was kind of bent, but I was like, it's kind of cute. It makes him look like he's like sledding downhill, right? So he sold on my site, $14.95. I paid $2 for the tree and the Santa. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, Emily, I know that you love your books. I'm glad to know that you're also a hot mess, though, because you always look like you have your life really together. It's okay, Brenda. No worries about your orders. Hey, Candy. Candy's over on YouTube, and she says, I thought you moved. Your room looks exactly the same, but now that I'm thinking about it, there wasn't a window. Yes, so I did move, and actually there was a window, but then there was a window behind this door. I brought the same stuff and just set it up exactly the same. But yes, I did move. I'm now in Independence, Missouri, not in Topeka, Kansas anymore. This beautiful set of brass candlesticks with Salvation Army. I did a lot of thrifting this week. I can tell by the sticker. And I took it up to the nice gentleman up front. And I was like, hey, these are exactly the same, but there's only one sticker. Does that mean they're a pair? And usually the people there are like, nah. And they take the thing away from you and they're like, we won't sell it if it's not priced. But this kid, I was like, hey. And he was like, yeah, looks right. It's like, yes. It's like, I like you, kid. He wasn't a kid. He was a young gentleman. He was very kind. But those just sold. Looks like Catherine picked those up as well for $16.95. I paid $4 on the set. I paid up for them a little bit, but they were a really nice set. Still shiny, and usually I pick up a more patinaed brass, but this shiny brass candlestick is popular as well. All right. I found this cutie patootie at Storage Treasures. Always grab a butter bell when I can. This one is vintage Mrs. Anderson's. So if that rings a bell to you, great. Mrs. Anderson's Baking. Didn't ring a bell to me, but I'm not a baker. I did look it up on eBay. They were going for around $40. I have mine listed up at $19.95, and I paid $1 for it. So theory here is you put your butter down on the inside of here, right? And then you have a nice little covered butter dish. And then I do believe when it's time to use your butter, you put ice in the bottom of this, and then you flip your butter bell on top. Maybe you don't need the ice, but I thought that was supposed to help keep it chilled. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, Emily, it's listed up, dear. It is $19.95. This is a really nice one, and it's a beautiful creamy color. No chips or cracks. I just keep my butter in, the traditional little oval butter container, and I keep mine in my cabinet. So drop me a comment. Stop, drop, and comment right now. Do you keep your butter in the fridge or in the cabinet? I'm a cabinet girl. I like mine to be room temperature so it's spreadable. This little pottery piece sold very quickly. I think Suzanne picked this gorgeous piece up. Hey, no worries, Emily. I'll keep my eye out for some and I will list them on Whatnot. But look, girl, look what I found up here. I'll show them at the end of the haul. I'm not going to sell these today, but I'll show them. Okay. What was I saying? This sold really quickly. I have no clue what it's for. Do y'all know what it's for? Is it a butter bell too? I don't think so. Candy said she found one of the butter bells, but it had a dish, not a crock. And I thought it was a fancy way to serve chocolates. Hey, you can make it be whatever you want it to be. I've got something pokey in my slipper. So if y'all know what this is, drop me a comment. Maybe it's just a pretty. How would you decorate with it? It would be really cute to hold maybe like earrings and a ring down here and like your chapstick and a lipstick or something. I don't know. How would you use it? I mean, you can't now because it's sold, but still curious. Adorable little wooden cup. I found this little cutie for $2. I have it listed up at $10.95, and I'm going to go ahead and include the bottle brush tree because it is the season for giving, right? Found all of these beautiful bottle brush trees at the Dollar Tree this year, $1.25 each. If y'all haven't went to look, go get them. They might be gone already, but you can try. And I'm wondering, do you think this was for a dice game, or do you think it was just like a pencil cup? Because it's not very shallow. It only goes down to like here. Oh, people put water in the holder of the butter thing. Maybe they put warm water in it on cold butter. I don't know. So this is $10.95 for the cup and the tree. Those little cuties have been selling very well on Whatnot as well. If y'all are like, what does she keep talking about Whatnot? It's a new platform that I am selling on. It's actually a live auction site. The link is down in the description box of this video. And I go live every Thursday at noon Central Standard Time with really fun things, either estate clean out items or like last chance items off my website. And all items start at a $1 bid. So it's a fun live auction site, really easy to use and a ton of fun. So I've been like selling some things over there and some things over here and figuring out what's going to go where. It's getting crazy. This adorable little taper slash oil lamp replica slash maybe it had a glass piece that went on top of it. I bet it did. And then had the taper holder. I don't know. It looks also like it's missing a little something because you can see the threads of the screw there. I saw it. It was $1 at Storage Treasures. Fell in love with the beautiful color of it and like the details. Even if you wanted to paint it, those details would pop. But just the DIY possibilities on this could be endless. And oh yeah, it looks like this would unscrew even if you wanted to take this round piece off and use this base. Christmas tree base, just saying. So possibilities here. That comes off. It's not rusted shut. This is $14.95 on my site. I paid $1. All right. Cynthia's shopping. What did she pick up? She grabbed, the vintage popcorn maker. Yay. I saw this and I wasn't sure. Looks like I paid $1 for it. But what got me was this beautiful chippy faded light red handle. It's almost even hard to tell with my lighting in here. Maybe should have brought my ring light down. But holiday decor, or I don't know, kitchen decor. Cynthia, what are you going to do with this? Remove thumb screw, lift out masher. Oh, Foley food mill. He's not a popcorn maker at all. Darn it. I thought I was right. I was confident. That makes sense. You stick this over the side of your bowl. You put your stuff in there. You crank it. It's okay. Still cute. Cynthia, how are you going to decorate with this? I paid $1 for it. She snagged it up for $12.95. Good morning, Tracy. How are you, dear? Got Topeka in the house. Oh, that chocolate Santa mold is gone. Nancy, that's a great purchase. Looks like it's your first order from me. Congratulations. All right, next up, a pair of beautiful vintage lace. Hey, Bonnie, you got an order going out later today, girly. Beautiful vintage lace curtain panels. Saw these at Storage Treasures, so you know the deal. They were $1 each. I have 2 that match. And the size of them will be in the description of the listing, the length and the width. 2 matching panels. They are absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to keep scrunching them up here, try to get to the bottom. They don't smell, no rips. I wish there would have been 4, but I could only find 2, but look how pretty. I don't find curtain panels as much as I used to. I used to find them pretty frequently, and they always sold really quickly, and I haven't for a long time, so I was happy. Grabbed these up quick. A set of 2 I have listed up, I think, at $22.95. I lost my masking tape that I put on here. I do believe $22.95. Okay, this little pottery cup, very, very cute. I have it up at $12.95, and I loved the try to get the glare off of it there. The triple tone on it. Not a huge blue fan. Sorry, I know I've got blue lovers watching right now, but that like smoky kind of gray blue got me. And it was only $1. I have it listed up at $12.95. It is a handmade pottery piece. These have been pretty popular here on my website. And then if they don't sell very quick, I take them over to Whatnot and they sell quickly over there. People love their pottery. Signed Carla on the bottom. Carla with a K. Yeah, those colors and that design caught my eye. All right, Candy. Candy, Cynthia bought that. I will try to see. Okay, Cynthia says she's on the road. So we've got Facebook and YouTube comments going here. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I love hanging out with all my friends at once. Cynthia says she's on the road. She's having some connection issues, but she plans on hanging it on the wall for decor. I'm not sure it would be great to cook with anymore. I don't know. It's like use at your own discretion. Snagged up these cute little, I just called them ceramic because I don't think they're stoneware. They're really pretty, and they're both technically peppers, but you know, it's cool. You can do salt and pepper. It's fine. I paid $2 for the set of them. They're up at $10.95, and they still have their nice rubber stoppers in them. Like that would almost make like a cute little snowman. Somebody suggested snowmans out of some spindles I was holding up on Whatnot the other day, and now I can't get snowmen out of my mind. All right, we just had another order come through. Let's see what else just sold. Is it Aliana or Alenia? I'm probably butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Just picked up the house mold. The vintage chocolate house mold. Great purchase, girl. I did pick up a few baskets this week. I had a huge order of baskets last week. Somebody snagged like, I don't know, 10 or 15, I think, off of my site. So it's time to refresh. When I saw this one, it was $1 storage treasure find. I have it up at $12.95. What would you do with this? You know what I would do with it? Christmas tree. I would say a 24-inch, 21-inch or so tree. Maybe even up to like a skinnier 3-foot tree would look really good in this beautiful basket. So I snagged that guy as well as this one, which you could do the same thing if you either took the handle down or just removed the handle. It's on there pretty good. But I loved the texture and, of course, the more muted Christmas colors, I would say. They're not like so in your face, bright red and green, just more toned down. It's a hat. Speaking of muted, toned down Christmas colors, I loaded up more spindle ornaments to my website. They are not quite done yet. I just started putting the eye hooks in them and I need to hang the rusty wire on them. But if y'all missed out on these the first time around, I've got more available. I've got red and green, also some raw wood, and I think I have a couple sets of the gray left. They come in sets of 5, handmade and hand painted, hand cut, everything by me, $9.95 per set. So if you're interested in those, you can just head to my website and type in the search bar ornaments with the S on the end, ornaments, and they will come up. Or if I need to drop a link, I'd be happy to do so. Just wanted to let you know, I know some people were really sad because they sold out quickly the first time. Look at this. Look how big this is. Oh, I could only find one doily, which makes me sad. Usually I like to pick them up in sets, multiple sets. But since this one was so big, I had to snag it. I paid $1 for it, and I have this one listed up at $12.95. This would even be great in the middle of like a Christmas like coffee table. Make your little vignette on the top of that. Gorgeous. And then this one as well. So storage treasures. Ooh. Clothes stress me out. I want to be a trendy vintage clothes wearer. I don't always want to be wearing black, but this is easy, right? I want to be that trendy clothes person. But then I look at the clothes at this thrift store and my heart just starts going like this. My brain goes, ugh. I can look at the home decor and be like, ooh, 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 bam, boom, bam, you know, clothes. Anyways, storage treasures is no different. They've got a table, massive table with clothes mountain, like taller than me, mound, right? Clothes are $1 each. I don't ever bother. But this was on the very, very edge. And then I started thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, should I dig? Is there more? Thankfully, they were about to close. Now I'm thinking, I'm assuming this is also like for like a little tablecloth, little centerpiece. So stinking cute. Cross stitch. It's got the little like doily detail in the middle. No big stains, no tears, no rips. I've got a price tag down here. That'll come off easily. It's just masking tape. I paid $1 for it and I have it up at $19.95. Ooh, Terry's here and she's doing laundry. You know what? I love to watch my favorite YouTubers while I do my laundry too because I don't like laundry. Let's take a vote. Stop, drop, and comment. Least favorite chore. Laundry. I don't even mind washing it and switching it over and stuff and carrying it upstairs. I don't even mind that part. It's the physical task of putting it away. These guys, storage treasures, paid $2 for the set. Picked them up, set them down, walked away, changed my mind. First of all, she looks like, whoops, she looks like she's upside down with her bow. Looks like her bow is upside down. That's kind of funny. I didn't notice that until today. But how kitschy, how stinking cute, little side eye Santas. Or Santa and Mrs. Claus. Sorry, I'm reading comments. I have this set up at $19.95. They were just too cute. Somebody took the time. There's some texture around all their little snow. So cute. I wish they would have signed them. That's the only thing they didn't do. Or if you don't love them, you could buy these plaques to redo. They've got some really great hangers on them, but don't do that. If you do, don't tell me. All right, least favorite dishes or least favorite chores. God, I'm a mess. Laundry. Least favorite's vacuuming. Loathe sweeping. Laundry. Dishes. I hate folding and hanging laundry. Same with dishes. You guys are my people. All right, this beautiful sleigh came from storage. Lose some, gain some. It was hiding. It was hiding behind things under, shelves on the wall. It was on the floor, underneath shelves, back behind stuff. And it had a bunch of crap inside of it that I can't remember what was inside of it. I was hiding it. But I saw it. I pulled it out. It had no price on it. So I took it up front. He charged me $20 for my whole pile of stuff. So as I was listing this morning, I was kind of computing. I'd say I paid $5 for it. $5. It's got some great patina. This would be great on the porch or indoors. And the possibilities of what you could fill this with are endless. I'm going to go ahead and leave the little metal holly detailing on here, but it is just attached with a twist tie that would come off very easily. I have it listed up at $49.95. It's going to take kind of a big box and some nice packing to get there so it doesn't break. But if you've been looking for a beautiful metal sleigh, this one's big. And also, like, photo pet prop possibility here. I would say baby photo prop, but that looks dangerous. So I was really excited to find that. I always pick up sleighs and sleds when I find them. Okay, moving on back here a little bit. I'm going to pull the camera a little bit closer. Sorry, bumpy ride. We have some more of like cottagey vibes the past couple of weeks, right? Not quite so much industrial, like more cottagey. All right, $1 find. This beautiful. Oh, shoot. There it goes. It's like I got it in. This beautiful vintage wooden bowl. If this hasn't sold yet, I'm really surprised. It's got the roosters painted in there. And they are like chipping off a little bit, the paint. But of course, you know what I think. That makes it that much better. Oh my gosh, it's so dark in here. Maybe I don't like that. Okay. I paid $1 for it. I have it up at $19.95. All right, those lace curtain panels have sold. Ooh, some older stuff is selling off the site as well. Somebody's going shopping. This basket I bought on accident because when I started shopping there, I didn't have a cart at Storage Treasures, and I put the bunnies in. The bunnies have sold already, and I started shopping with this little basket, and I meant to put it back. But you know what? I'm not even mad because it's really pretty. They only charged me $1 for it. This would be great, like in your living room. You stick your remotes in there, whatever. If you have a dresser and you're missing a drawer, I like to stick baskets or wooden crates in there. This one would be really good because you could slide your hand in and pull it out. You know what I'm saying? So even if it wasn't a dresser, but you had a little cubby hole somewhere. Anyways, beautiful wood color or brown color, wicker color. It's up at $12.95. I paid $1. Getting that basket collection going again. All right, this little find, I am so sad. I found it at Storage Treasure, so it was only $1. So it's not like I lost out on a bunch of money. In my opinion, I think it was a squirrel. So I'm looking up things this morning, right? I'm Google Lensing as I'm listing. And this is a Fred and Marilyn Buss hand-carved puzzle box. And they're so cute. Can you imagine how much time it would take to carve one of these? The little drawer slides out. You've got this little hidden cubby. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is like for a glass or something. But what I think is happening is it's missing the piece that slides on top. I think it was a squirrel head. I was Google Lensing. I was running out of time, so I didn't do too much research. But I think it was a squirrel. And I'm so sad that it's missing its head. I went ahead and listed it because it's still really cool. I was thinking you just take a little terracotta plant, boop, little faux terracotta plant. It would make a really cool little mid-century modern piece of decor. You could hide your wedding ring or something in there. Still cute. Hey, Jenny Lee's in the house. She says those baskets are good for a shelf too. You're not wrong. I don't know how many times I try to reach into things and ended up skimming the skin off of my knuckle right there on like those sharp little IKEA cubby cubicle things. All All right, this pair of brass duck bookends, I paid about $3 for it. They came from Lose Some, Gain Some. I have them listed up at $29.95, and I was thinking these would make a wonderful Christmas present. If you've got a duck lover, a duck hunter, a book lover, a man cave, a study library kind of situation. Usually when I find the duck bookends, it's just the head, right? And I love those as well, but I loved how these had a mix of wood and metal. And even if you wanted to, you could take the duck off. Yep, just a little Phillips head screw. Have your 2 brass ducks, and you could DIY your bookends into something else. You could add some molds or something to them. So possibilities are endless. Always try to reimagine things. You don't always have to use them as they are, even if you love them. Again, if you take these apart, just don't tell me. I love my ducks. $29.95, I paid around $3. What's everybody up to this weekend? If y'all wouldn't mind real quick while I'm thinking about it, I've got about 67 people on. I appreciate you being here. If you give me a thumbs up if you loved my thrift haul videos, and send this out into any kind of groups that you could share into, or any friends that you can send it over to, that would be great. Lisa's here, and she is emptying the dishwasher. All right. Ooh, I almost fell. $1 find, storage treasures. How cute. Again, handmade piece. You can tell with the little finger joints here in the wood. And it does say made in Mexico on the back. I have it listed up at $14.95. Read description. I think I'm going to paint this. My goal is to find some things to paint this week, and I did succeed. Yeah, I think I'm going to paint it. Not today, eventually. And then also, with these irons, whether they are old vintage metal ones, or if you can find a wood one like this, they're really cute displayed like this with something stenciled or a transfer or something on this side in your laundry room. If you've got a booth, it's a fun little idea. All right, Chippy Blue Bundt Pan. Don't always pick up bundt pans anymore because they've been getting a little high in price. This one was only $2, and even though it's blue, kind of out of season, I was like, it would look really pretty with something flocked. I went ahead and stuck the tree in it, and since I'm in such a giving mood, I'm going to include the tree. The tree's not in the picture, but happy holidays. I bought too many trees. I can't DIY them all in time. I have this listed up at $12.95, and I paid $2 for the bundt pan, about $25 for the tree. You could leave the tree in there if you want. Some people like that look. Some people might not. You can take it out, redecorate with it. I like to hang my bundt pans in the kitchen on the wall or vertically as well. Okay, these baskets. If you watched my first thrifting video this week, I looked down at them, right? And they had like 7 stickers on them. I don't know what happened, but they ended up all being purple sticker, which was the 50% off color of the week. I ended up paying $4 for this beautiful set of 3. And I have them up at $34.95. I have the sizes of them on in the description if you need them. But aren't these just gorgeous? Total boho, mid-century modern, cottage. But here's the great thing about something like this. If you style it right, you can throw this right into a farmhouse. Set of 3, they do need a little cleaned up. And did you guys know that you can wash your wicker? I would suggest doing it on a nice sunny day, or having like a nice high-powered fan available. So I just put them in the bathtub or the sink, depending how big they are, spray them with some Dawn Power Wash. And then sometimes I have to use a little bit of a scrub brush, something really soft. But half the time I just use my sprayer nozzle. Spray all the dust off of them, and then put them in the sun, put them in front of a fan, and you have a beautiful, brand new, fresh basket. So much easier than trying to like clean them, dust them off. Sometimes if they're just dusty and not gross, I'll take my air compressor with the spray, like the spray, air spray nozzle, whatever it's called, and just spray them down. So if you pick up a basket and you're like, ew, this is kind of ick, keep in mind, they can be washed, they can be cleaned. I have been looking at this basket at Lose Some, Gain Some since I moved here. It was hanging on the wall, and it had stuff inside of it, and it wasn't priced, and it had stuff in front of it. and it's a little broken. So I kept passing. Well, this time it was like out in front, still not priced. He only charged me $1. And I was like, I can work with that. So what I'm thinking, since it's missing a couple of the little panels, like right here, I would take some greenery and kind of boop, 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 boop. I don't mind that it's a little broken. It shows its age, makes it look more antique. You could also take a little of like aging powder or dark wax or something and accentuate some of the corners and edges and make it feel even more antique-y. I was also thinking structurally, you could just remove all of these because it's still structurally really sound. I can't talk today. I get too excited. Anywho, love this basket. I have a basket problem. I went nuts this week. I have it listed up at $14.95. I'm going to leave the slots in it just like they are. And if you want to take them out, you can. But a good wall organization basket is always popular. All righty. Woo, Cynthia bought that footstool too. Hey girl, she has a decent connection traveling. So I found this at Storage Treasures. I paid $1, and this is what we are going to be painting today. Now, Cynthia, I've got a little time. You're on live with me. I was planning on milk painting it nice and chippy. Do you have a color request in mind? If not, if you just want me to do my thing, that's cool too. If I don't hear back from you, I'll just pick. These bunnies, I found them at Storage Treasures a long time ago. And I said, I know bunnies are kind of out of season. Should I still pick them up? You guys said yes. I went ahead and picked them up. I thought they were Homeco, but they're not. They're just little handmade pieces. And I am going to paint them, not live today, but they will be painted before they are sold. They're just very, very dinged up. Little magic eraser might take that off, but I've been in the mood to paint. I'm like, I've not been thrifting things to be made over. Let's get these out of the way, actually. And I love resell. Don't get me wrong. I love a good treasure hunt. I love reselling. I also love painting. Went ahead and picked up this scoop. I took a bunch off of my website this week and sold them on Whatnot. They've been sitting there a while. Sometimes when things are older in my inventory, they get pushed so far back in pages that people don't see them. So if you're shopping my site, make sure you check back pretty far too. Sometimes I like to sort it from the oldest to the newest items, and then you can see the older things at the top. But I picked up this yellow, I think it's an ice cream scoop. It might be a large scoop. Vintage for $1. It's up at $8.95. All right, cool. Cynthia says, I love Chippy. Do your thing. Got it, girlfriend. More baskets, baskets, baskets. These are just little tiny cuties. Great cottage warm wood color without being orange. This is Cottage Basket 1A. It's up at $6.95. And Cottage Basket 1B for $6.95 as well. I paid 50 cents each on these. All right. I got these done before the live and filmed. Found two beautiful peacock chairs in the basket section. This was at Salvation Army. I paid $2 for this one. And this massive one was purple sticker, which means it was half off. They both had not so great paint jobs on them. But I just gave them a nice little cleaning with some Dawn Power Wash and used some Rust-Oleum Matte Black spray paint and gave them a nice fresh coat. And again, boho decor. These would be so cute with little plants, succulents on them. Love these. Pick them up every time I see them. I like to find them wicker, but you know, a lot of times at this point, they have been painted. This one was white. This one was pink. Again, you'll see them on a thrift flip video coming up. $12.95 on this one, $24.95 on this one. That is a steal of a deal, y'all. I probably should have gone up on prices on those a little bit since they're bigger, but I wanted to pass some good deals along this week. 15 inches, and I believe this one is 20 inches. Good morning, Stephanie Carter. How are you, beautiful? How was your show? Has that been a little while now? Feels like it. So this wicker bird cage has sold. It was one of the first things to go. It's just a little bit wonky, just a little bit, but not wonky enough that I just think it adds to things when they're not quite perfect. You know what I mean? People, things, whatever. It's just my vibe. I paid $1 for this beautiful, beautiful bird cage, and it sold for $22.95. Brenda bought it. Brenda has been shopping her little heart out on Whatnot and my website. Brenda, how are you going to decorate this, or is this a Christmas gift? Oh, okay. Brenda said she bought the bunnies and she doesn't want them painted. And that's no worries, Brenda. I caught your comment here, so I got you. I won't paint the bunties. Somebody fire me. Not really. I won't paint the bunnies. But if you do ever purchase something from me and it says read description and you don't want that done, generally, please email me, upcycledbybrie@hotmail.com, with your order number and the item you bought and say, please don't paint this. And do that right away. Do that right after you purchase it. But yes, I will not paint the bunnies. I got you, girl. A magic eraser will take those little scuffs off. All right. Stephanie says last week's show went well and she's at another one today. Yay, girl, I'm so glad. It feels like it was longer than a week ago. And Brenda is keeping the wicker bird cage. It's going in her bathroom. Love that. This was funny. This made me feel dumb. But it's okay because I don't think that young gentleman at Salvation Army knew either. So the candlesticks, he sold them to me for a pair. Same situation here. I was like, I don't know. Like, these look like they go together, but they like face each other. So maybe they're not a set. I was like, these have a hole. He's like, yeah, I don't know. They're a set. They're cool. Cake mold, you guys. I knew that. I knew it was a cake mold. Duh. I was testing it. $4 on the cake mold. Have it up at $14.95. I had slowed down on buying the bunnies for a while because I feel like they're more of a spring Easter type of thing, but y'all buy them. So I'm going to stop stopping. Bunnies all year. Bunnies all year long. Okay. A couple more things to show you, and then we're going to do a little milk painting here. I was thinking I was going to go two-tone on this thing, but we'll see once we get into it. I had to pick this up. Accordion hangers always sell well. This one's a little bit different. Kind of looks like bamboo-ish, right? And then it's got these hooks up here. Never seen them with these hooks. Like crazy extra hook. Super industrial. If you don't love the look of this, I would say you paint this and it would look much more like a spindle and a lot less like bamboo. It looks like bamboo, but those are just spindles chopped in half, y'all. So if you're a spindle lover, pick this up. I think it needs a paint job. It looks a little yellowy to me, but I'm not going to paint it because that's going to be a pain in the butt. So that's on y'all. $14.95. I paid $1.50. Okay, and then what's hiding up over here? Almost dumped my computer. What's hiding up over here? I felt like a treasure hunter this week because Emily requested more salvage lamp parts on next week's Whatnot sale. And I ended up finding 2 lamps. They were $1 each. So I grabbed them. Come on, baby. Hold, please, before I break everything. I set everything up here so cute, but it's not very functional. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. Okay. Should have chopped the cords off already. I found these 2 lamps for $1 each, and I'm going to be taking them apart. So if the look of this lamp doesn't appeal to you, or maybe the lamp was broken or whatever, take them apart. Now you're going to have this beautiful piece of brass salvage down here that you could do a million different things with. And again, on this one, it's got a piece of glass and this beautiful rusty metal patina. So when you're out thrifting, don't just think about things to sell or things to paint, but also things you can take apart and use for DIY. I mean, you need to think about how long is it going to take me to dismantle this and rebuild something, you know, so think about your price points, but those were $1 each. I knew I would make a nice profit. Yes, Emily. So those will be on Thursday's Whatnot sale. Thursday is don't even know, the 9th. Thursday the 9th, November 9th, 12 noon Central Standard Time. Okay. Also, my friend Becky, my dear friend Becky from the Simple Spruce Studio messaged me a week or so back and said, hey girl, I was watching one of your thrifting videos and I saw something that I need. I had no clue what these were. I would have never known, but they are vintage oil lamp holders. And she said, if you go back to Storage Treasures, I think that's where you were. Can you please see if they're still there? And they were. So I picked them up for $1 each. They're not available because Becky has already claimed them. I will be shipping them out to her. Her goal is to have one in every room. So I'm imagining she probably actually uses the oil lamps. And then what? You can carry them from room to room and have a place to hold them. Mind blown. And I think she paints them up all beautiful and pretty. So I found 2 of those. Those will be going out to my dear friend Becky. So if y'all ever have... I didn't break them. If y'all ever have requests of things you want to see, feel free to send those requests my way and I'll do my best. All right. Hey, long hair country girl. So I have a 10-day fulfillment promise on my website. Today is day number 10. I will be shipping this afternoon. So no worries there. It will be going out. Long hair country girl. You probably have, I stopped last night before a really big order because I was like, oof, that's a tomorrow order. Alrighty, y'all. So milk paint it is. Does anybody have any color requests they want to see? I was thinking on this that we were going to go two-tone, but I think that I'll end up painting the whole thing. The wood on it isn't super gorgeous. I have some pretty colors down here. There is a beautiful light yellow. Moody blue is one of my all-time favorites. Oh, ooh, this is going to be hard. I also love olive. That's the green color that's on my cabinet. I should have thought about this more first. I was thinking maybe something kind of Christmassy. White would be really pretty too. I don't paint a lot of things white. It might have some bleed through though. Jenny said that order may have been mine, and Brenda said, or mine. Don't worry, gals. I got you. I got you this afternoon. Brenda, your big order went out yesterday. Gosh, I'm torn on colors. I always have a hard time picking. We love olive. I do too. Let's go olive because it's green. And I have a bunch in stock, I do believe. I'm going to drop the link to the milk paint collection real quick here in the chat because I forgot to put it in the description box. Cynthia's not commenting. She doesn't care. Let's go green. We'll do olive. It's a great color. And that's what I did some of the Christmas ornaments into. That and basil. All right, so milk paint. Some people are intimidated by it because it's a powdered paint. You have to mix it, but all you have to do is mix it with a little bit of water. That's not so scary, right? So I'm going to go a 1-to-1 ratio of water to milk paint powder. And I always start first in my cup with my water. I'm going to go about 1/4 cup of water. I would recommend drying your measuring cup out, but you know, YOLO. And then 1/4 cup of the milk paint powder. I'm not prepared at all. And then you're going to grab whatever you have handy that you don't mind getting ruined. I'm going to use a skewer. And we're just going to mix it. Now, if you want a nice chippy, crackly finish the little bit of texture. You can use like a fork or, you know, a skewer to stir your milk paint up. If it still has a couple little lumps and bumps in it, no problem. If you want a buttery smooth finish, you're painting grandma's antique cabinet, you know, you want it to be pristine, beautiful. You don't necessarily want a lot of chipping and stuff. You're going to want to use an immersion blender. And you're going to want to mix your paint up really, really well for several minutes. And probably use the Extra Bond. Extra Bond is an additive you put in your milk paint, and it's going to help your milk paint adhere. So if you don't want it to chip off, use your bond, mix it up correctly. If you like a rusty, crusty, distressed, antiqued, good chippy finish like me, you're going to mix it up by hand. You're going to leave a couple of those little clumps in there. And you're not going to use any Extra Bond. So I'm kind of feeling this piece because if your surface is really shiny, your milk paint's just going to chip off. It is. If you have more raw wood, your milk paint's really going to soak in and cling on really well. So that's your determining factor of whether you need your Extra Bond or not. We've got a little bit of shiny here, got some raw wood here. I'm going to add like just a drop because I really don't feel like trying to demo this and then all the paint literally falling off in front of our eyes. How embarrassing would that be? Directions call for 1 part paint to half a part bond. I never do near that much. I probably just put about a tablespoon in this half a cup of liquid, okay? I'm going to stir that up really good. So again, that's Extra Bond. It's an additive that's going to help your milk paint stick to a shiny surface. All making sense so far? Do a gray stain on the top. Woman, that sounds like a lot of work. I have my DIY Olden Gray, but this is so orangey that I don't think I could tackle that on a live, but that would be pretty. Gray and green, huh? Now you got my little brain working. Okay, so after you mix your milk paint up, you're going to let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes. I should have done that 15 or 20 minutes ago, and I didn't, so we're just going to roll with it. But generally, you're going to let your milk paint sit 15, 20 minutes, and it's going to start to thicken up. When you're ready to use it, it should be the consistency of like a melted milkshake. And it does not come off of surfaces like DIY paint does. So if you're very spoiled with DIY paint, you know, you can just use a little water, clean it all up when you're done. Milk paint is not like that. So I generally put down a little drop cloth or a little plastic or something when I'm working with it. We're going to start today, and I'm going to paint the top of this. It's already almost 11, so I probably won't get this whole thing done live today, but I will finish it up and put some finished pictures up on Facebook and in community on YouTube. Notice I did not even clean this. I'm such a paint rebel. I really am. If this is Grandma's Antique and you seriously want a pristine finish, you need to properly prepare your surface. If you're a paint rebel like me and you want parts of your paint to fall off, a little bit of dust on here is going to help. Just saying. I have my friend Sammy, Unicorn Dust Designs. I know most of you know her. She is a very detailed prepper. She cleans her stuff. She talks so much crap to me, all in fun, of course, about not cleaning my stuff. All right. So we're going to go all along the top here real quick, and we're going to get the gist of this at least. We'll see how far I can get today. But I am going to be using my heat gun for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's going to help my paint dry faster since I'm live. But second of all, it's going to help force some extra chipping and crackling. If you were at the For the Love of Junk weekend, a couple of my ladies are on here. I did a demo live, and it's so much fun to sit there and literally watch the paint crackle in front of your eyeballs. Oh, my tummy's growling. Can y'all hear that? hungry. I had girl dinner last night. It consisted of a bag of Skinny Pop popcorn. And what else did I have? Oh, some candy. I had a good food the rest of the day. It was just girl dinner. Okay, so heat gun. Now, keep in mind, your heat gun is going to increase the risk of your milk paint chipping off. So if you have the luxury of letting your piece dry naturally, do that. If you don't want it to chip and crackle, don't do this. It's already bubbling up a little bit over here. I'll hold this up for you in just a second. Make sure you keep your heat gun moving. Don't hold it in one place too long. And we will get this piece dried up and crackled up a little bit. I didn't bring up any sandpaper either. Hopefully I've got some up here. I really thought I was prepared today. So milk paint is not as thick as the DIY paint either. Make sure you're checking for runs and drips as you are using it. Piece that fuzz right there. It's okay. I'll get it later. Okay. So as this starts to dry down, some of that crackling will come through, and I'll hold it up more. I'm sorry about the lighting today. The sun was out when I started this, and it went away. So right now what I'm trying to do is get a whole evenly dry surface. Once it is mostly dry, then I'll go in and start forcing the crackle. Did y'all catch my edited videos this week? I put up two thrifting videos, and one thrift flip video. I got up 3 videos this week, y'all. They both went up. They went up both on Facebook and YouTube. So if you've missed those, make sure you go back and check them. I did a really fun flipping video of how I update outdated Christmas greenery with snow flocking. It's one of my most popular techniques, and I had a ton of comments of new viewers who had not seen me do it before. So I'm so glad I made another video this year. And a lot of those items sold already that I flocked. Okay, let me show you this. As I am drying it here, I've got my first little section of crackling. It's so bright in here. There you go, and you can see it. See how that paint is starting to crackle and chip? So I'm going to focus in on that spot for just a second. Now, I said keep it moving at first just to get it all evenly dry, but now we're going to hold in one spot to kind of get a little extra crackle. But if you hold too long, you will literally burn the paint, and it will change the color of the paint. So be careful, don't do that. I'm holding here, I'm watching it literally crackle before my eyeballs. Little bubbling. I'm gonna move off that spot for a second, let it cool down a sec. I'm gonna move over to this corner. I try to go kind of in random spots, in spots where things would get more distressed naturally over time, like corners and edges. Also, be very careful not to burn yourself or your paintbrush bristles or your cell phone. Any of those things that are close. This gets very, very hot. So everybody's pretty quiet. I know y'all are probably just listening to me ramble and watching paint dry. But does anybody have any questions about milk paint or any of the milk paint products or finishes? Now would be a great time to ask. This green is really good. It's going to look good with the wood tone underneath it. Now, I did put the extra bond in here, so we're not getting too much. I was afraid if I didn't, a lot of it was going to fall off, and I think that would have been true in a couple of areas. So I've let those spots cool off, and now I'm going to kind of go back and hit them again. One more time. On the rest of this piece, it feels a lot more dry. I probably won't do any extra bond. I've already mixed up all that paint, but I'll toss it onto something else. Okay. Now let's hold up the corners here and let's start looking. Oh, can you guys see it? Focus. See all that little crackling that's happening down there? Beautiful. Exactly what we want. And I do have some sandpaper up here. Thank goodness. I have some very coarse grit. What do we got? Oh, this is 100. Whew. And now I'm going to take it and just kind of hit the edges and the corners. So I've got some crackly texture. Now I'm going to go in and do a little distress. Haha. Here's some that's not quite so strong. This is a 100, but it's definitely been used a lot more. I'm going to take this and go over where my crackle was. In each of these little corners, I would suggest around a 220 to 120 grit for this. Sorry if that's loud. Okay, now look, where all that little crackle happened, when I hit it with the sandpaper, it beautifully chipped off that milk paint. Here in these other areas where I didn't hit it with the heat gun, there was no crackling there. All it did was smooth the paint out. It didn't chip it all off like that. So you can use that heat gun to force even more chipping and crackling if you're not getting as much as you want. Some pieces will do it fine on its own. There's plenty. Some pieces need a little bit of help. So a lot of times people will see my milk painted projects and be like, how do you get so much crackle? There's your secret. There's your secret. Okay, I do want to put a finish on this, so I'm going to paint the rest of it later. It's actually, this two-tone's really pretty. I'll have to think on it. It might just need the wood cleaned up a little bit and some hemp oil on the bottom. I'm going to have to think on it. We'll see. I actually like these two colors. But I want to do the finish on the top and show you guys the Sweet Pickins finishes as well. Let me go with a clear beeswax and a little dark beeswax. Y'all know I love my DIY waxes. Maybe a wash on it, says Emily. That's a great idea. I could use white oil wax. Beige colored paint on the base. That would be pretty too. There's so many options. I don't even know what I want to do yet. So, you all know I love my DIY wax very, very much, but I also love Sweet Pickins clear wax. The texture is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little stickier feeling and thicker. Oh, too close. But it smells so good. It smells so good. Obviously, I want to stick it up my nose. It smells like citrus. So not only can you use it to seal up this paint, but you can use it to refresh your wood. I love to use this inside of the drawers of my older dressers that kind of have a bit of a smell to them. And it freshens up the wood. Oh, it smells so good. I don't use it enough. So when I do use it, I'm like, give me all the smells. Wax brushes. Let's see here. I just use crappy old brushes to wax with. That way I can throw them away after, you know, they're gross and old and falling apart. This is just a Waverly brush. Or I use a chip brush to wax. So I know I sell brushes. I should probably promote my own brushes for waxing, but I hate washing them. So just a little bit of that wax again on the old brush. I've got some in my lid. Like always, that way I don't get any green paint into my container. We're just going to go over. It takes a little bit more pressure than the DIY clear wax. And you can see here, it's starting to change the color just a bit. It'll darken up a little bit while it's wet. And then as it dries, it will tone back down. But it's still very, very user-friendly, very easy to use. And I will say DIY and Sweet Pickins products play really well together. So if you're using DIY paint, and all you have is Sweet Pickins wax, that's cool. Other way around, DIY Sweet Pickins paint and DIY wax, Beautiful combination. Sweet Pickins also has some beautiful oil waxes. Yes, Stephanie, it's on the way, girl. Stephanie got ordered her first milk paint order. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what color you got. I sent out a lot of milk paint last week. So this white oil wax, this is also a sealer, but it's in a liquid form. Reminds me a lot of white wax, but liquidy. And of course, it's got a little bit more of a creamy tone to it. It's not white. I'm going to show you. Don't worry. I need to shake it up a little bit more. So this is what I was thinking for the bottom. Because this top is technically sealed now. I was thinking I might put a little dark wax on there. But now that I'm looking at it, I want to try something just a little different. I do have some cleaner here. I've got a little Dawn Power Wash on a rag. This is my very official way of pre-cleaning. See, I thought about cleaning this first before I started painting. I just didn't do it. And I don't have it very wet here because I'm about to put oil on it. Oil and water obviously aren't the best mix, but I did just want to get a little of that surface dirt off real quick. Okay, so with the oil wax, and you could put the oil wax right over wood or right over your milk paint. After you apply it, you want to let it set for like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. Let it soak in a bit. The longer you let it sit, the more it's going to soak in. And it's also buildable. If you wanted to do multiple layers to get like a bigger effect, you know what I mean? If you want it to be more white, then let it dry 24 hours in between. But it's buildable. Buildable coverage is what I'm getting after. So I just like to use my chip brush because I hate cleaning out finished brushes. But this will refresh the wood. It would also seal up the milk paint if I put it over the top, but it's going to wash it down just a little bit. There's white, there's dark, there's black, and there's also clear oil wax if you just wanted to do it clear. It does take a little bit longer to cure completely than a regular wax, but it is a more durable finish. It really brought out that wood grain. That's pretty. So no whitewash oil wax, whitewash oil wax. It brightened it up, but it will also tone it down just a little bit. So I think I'm going to actually do that to the whole bottom. I could paint it still at this point if I sanded it down. But yeah, I think I'm going to whitewash the bottom. I like that. It really makes that wood grain pop. And then I will paint the underside lip of this. Yeah, that'll be a nice finish. I like it. I remember back in the day when I would go live, I would always have a plan of what I was going to do, like a big plan. And I would get flustered, if I'd be like, okay, so today we're going to paint this. And somebody would buy it and they'd be like, please don't paint that. And then I'd panic. And now I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. All right. So after it's sat for 10 or 15 minutes, then you'll just take a dry rag and buff back the excess. Now, this is an oil-based product. So please keep in mind that you will need to properly dispose of it in a covered metal container, or another safe way because it is combustible. Oh, that wood grain is gorgeous. Okay, y'all, little tutorial on milk paint for you. I'm going to get this guy finished up. I will take some final pictures of it later. I do want to do a couple layers of this white oil wax so you can see the full effect of the whitewashing that it can do. Any other questions before I go? Let me know real quick. I do want to just say one more time, thank you all so much for hopping on and hanging out with me every Saturday morning. I'm streaming live on Facebook and YouTube these days, so it can get a little confusing back and forth, and y'all have been patient as I'm learning all of the new technology. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you want to shop along, you can visit upcycledbybrie.com and the Shop the Haul collection that should be in the live chat and in the description box as well. Please give this video a thumbs up, send it over to a friend so my channel will continue to grow. And I should have one more edited video up this weekend, if not Tuesday though. All right, y'all, have an amazing, amazing weekend. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see y'all soon. Bye, friends.